This is an intro, and this is a Pringle. Hi, and welcome to Superhero SNAPshow, the show where I do small 2-minute, 3-minute reviews of various episodes from superhero television series that I watch. Well, since the last time that I did one of these, Alphas has released 3 different episodes, and that's what I'm going to be talking about this week. So first episode on the list is Never Let Me Go, which I completely hated. It's the worst episode of the series so far. The plot took forever to develop and was a simple freak of the week type of plot, but the Alpha this week, the one that they were chasing down, had a power that was uninteresting since it's only a variation of a power that we already had on the show. Let Me Go is also a Rachel-centric show, and I don't think we needed a Rachel-centric episode since we already had so much exposition for the character already. We know all about her problems at home with her parents, and I just thought it was interesting that they tried to tie her trust and intimacy issues with the Freak of the Week story. But the best thing about the episode was obviously Gary running around with his badge claiming respect. After Never Let Me Go came Bill and Gary's excellent adventure. I just want to say that Bill and Gary's interaction has been one of the best things about the show because their characters are so different, but together they provide great humor. And this episode was okay. It was obviously better than Never Let Me Go, but the Alphas were involved in a simple kidnapping case, and I wish that the show would make up its mind if they want to do Freak of the Week stories, or if they want to do simple investigation work, which involves some superpowers now and then. It just feels like the show doesn't really know what it wants to be now. This is the second episode in a row where there are no mentions of Red Flag, so it seems like for a little while the story arc of the season has been brushed aside. So yeah, it was a cute episode. Not cute, it was an okay episode. We also had some development between Cameron and Nina, but nothing that we couldn't have predicted already since the first fucking episode. So yeah, Bill and Gary, great for the interaction between the two characters that are in the title of the episode. But all in all, it's nothing that would get me excited for next week. But I did watch this week's episode regardless, and this is the episode where Summer Glau, the famed Black Widow of science fiction TV, finally makes an appearance, and she plays an alpha with an ability that is similar to Forge's ability from the X-Men comics. I like this week's episode. I think it's not as good as it could. It's not as good as it could have been, but I think that they tied the Freak of the Week story very well with the story arc of this particular season. And we also had a little bit more exposition for the character of Bill, which is actually something that really made sense and was really poignant and relevant. The fact that, Bill is kind of worried about having a baby and if that child would also have abilities. And I like how he kind of bonded with with Cameron over this particular issue. Also, Summer Glau, she does a good job this week. She doesn't play her regular crazy characters, and I really like that. And I also like that she played a mom. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything for you, but Summer Glau's character in this, Skylar, she is a mom, actually. And I think it's a nice turn for Summer Glau. She still looks so young, she could still easily play a person in her early 20s, maybe not a teenager anymore, but easily a person in her early 20s. But the fact that she plays a mom, I think shows that she has matured a lot as an actress as opposed to how she was when she was in Serenity. But the best thing about this week's episode, besides the fact that we also finally saw Gary getting more independent, actually to the point where he disobeyed his own mom, which for Gary is a big deal. So again, another episode where Gary shines. But my favorite thing about this week's episode of Alphas is that Rosen, the doctor, the Professor Xavier of the team, basically finally shows a backbone, finally does what's right and not what's dictated to him or what's ordered to him. We finally see a split between the government and Rosen's team of Alphas, and that really plays into the story arc of the season very well. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit more interested in what's going to happen next week, but I'm also kind of disappointed that Cameron Hicks, which is one of their biggest players and one of the more interesting characters on the show, still doesn't get anything to do, and in fact this week he's down to being the comic relief. That's kind of sad for Cameron.